Roku just dropped a brand new line of TVs for 2025, and they're not messing around. The Pro Series 4K Mini LED is here, and it's brighter, faster, and way more gamer-friendly than last year's model, all while keeping the price under $1,000. Stick around because we're about to find out if this is the TV steal of 2025 or one you should skip. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified on our latest content drops. Alright, so let's talk about the upgrade from last year's model to this year's, the picture quality. The 2025 Roku Pro Series might not reinvent the wheel here, but that brightness bump is a big deal. On paper, it now peaks at nearly 1,920 nits for HDR highlights and over 830 nits full screen white. Translation: HDR content pops, flames and action scenes explode with intensity, and snowy landscapes stay dazzling without washing out. It's a 4K mini QLED panel with full array local dimming, and Roku really tightened up how those dimming zones work. Black stayed deep and convincing, and while there's a little bit of bloom around bright objects on dark backgrounds, it's subtle enough that it doesn't pull you out of the scene. Color accuracy, on point. Out of the box, colors land dead on to broadcast standards, and HDR performance is impressively close to cinema grade. Dolby Vision looks rich and balanced, while HDR10 and HDR10 Plus keep highlights from clipping without making the image look artificial. Even off-angle, you don't see a big drop-off in brightness or color, which is a big win for living rooms where people aren't all centered up on the couch. Simply put, the upgrade from last year's Pro Series is noticeable right away, especially if you watch in brighter spaces or love HDR-heavy content. Now let's talk design, because while the Roku Pro Series isn't exactly a showstopper, it's built to blend, and it does a good job of that. Roku went with a stealthy, minimalist look. All matte black metal with super thin borders along the top and sides and a slightly thicker strip at the bottom with a muted Roku logo. It doesn't scream for attention, but for a lot of people that's a plus. It just disappears into your living room, letting the picture do the talking. The TV sits on two low-profile flat black feet that don't take up much space, or you can throw it on the wall if you want that floating look. Around back, everything's laid out logically, 4 HDMI ports, 2 of which can handle 120 Hz, a USB-A and USB-C, Ethernet, optical audio, and ARC. So whether you're running a game console, soundbar, or streaming box, you're covered. One neat little touch, there's a remote finder button tucked on the right side. Lose your remote under the couch, tap the button, and your remote will chime until you find it. And the remote itself? It's Roku's Voice Remote Pro, complete with hands-free voice control. You can literally say, "Hey Roku," to change inputs, launch apps, or adjust the volume. And if that sounds a little creepy, there's a mute switch so you can turn off the mic completely. Simple, but effective. And here's where the Roku Pro Series really shines for a lot of people. Simplicity. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by cluttered smart TV menus, too many ads, endless options, or apps piled on top of apps, Roku keeps things clean, clear, and easy to use. The home screen centers around big, bright tiles for all your favorite streaming apps. No confusing submenus or a million choices crowding your view. It supports most major streaming services: Netflix, Disney+, HBO Max, Apple TV, and even Apple AirPlay for iPhone and Mac users, so you're covered no matter what you watch. The only big miss is Twitch, but for most people, that's a minor trade-off. Now, if you're a gamer, the Roku Pro Series actually packs some surprising power under the hood. This isn't just a Netflix and chill TV. Roku gave it a 120 Hz refresh rate, full support for variable refresh rate, and AMD FreeSync Premium Pro. So whether you're on a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or a gaming PC, you'll get silky smooth motion without tearing or stutter. And the real kicker? Input lag. In game mode, we're talking as low as 5.2 milliseconds at 120 Hz and 9.4 milliseconds at 4K 60 frames. That's well under 1 frame of delay, meaning this set is not just good enough, it's competitive level fast. So, while this isn't branded as a gaming TV, it's definitely ready for anyone who wants to jump between streaming and serious play without dropping another $1,000 on a high-end gaming monitor. So, should you buy the 2025 Roku Pro Series? If you're looking for a TV that's bright, colorful, fast for gaming, and dead simple to use, this is hands down Roku's best TV yet, and at $1,199 for 65 inches, it's a killer value. The brightness upgrade over last year makes a real difference, especially for HDR content, and the interface is so clean and easy it's basically foolproof. Now, is it the absolute best mini LED you can get? Not quite. If you've got a bigger budget, something like the Hisense U8 QG will blow you away with brighter highlights. But here's the bottom line. If you want simplicity, solid gaming chops, and great HDR performance at a fair price, the Roku Pro Series is an easy recommendation. For most people, this Roku is probably the sweet spot of 2025. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please help us by dropping a like. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, stay savvy.